Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalrin, and in today's video got a lot of things to talk about. Sorry if my mouth is all over the place. I am definitely coming down with some kind of a sickness. I bit my tongue as well. I also got into Taurus on EU. We did a raid and I got 0 pieces of gear. Unluckiest rolls ever, or unluckiest luck with gear. Holy crap, that feels terrible. I'm usually pretty lucky on my Outlaw Rogue, like actually pretty genuine lucky. To be able to go through a whole raid, get 3 pieces of gear that don't really affect my gameplay, feels bad. So maybe the whole tier thing and the fact that they're moving in buffet, maybe that's a good idea, because people won't feel like, oh man, I feel like I took 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Oh, wasted all that time. Anyway, today we got a lot of things to talk about. The first one is Dark Iron Dwarfs. What is gonna happen to them? What classes can Dark Iron Dwarfs be? So far, Blizzard said they can be paladins, and that's about it. They said nothing of if they can be shamans, and I saw a few forum posts and a few people came to the stream and they were actually pretty genuinely unhappy with the idea that Dark Iron cannot be shamans. Now, why can should Dark Iron shamans be a thing, or should they not be a thing? Dark Iron Dwarfs, compared to the other dwarves, Dark Iron Dwarfs served Lord Ragnaros. They also were a lot of the bad guys in the way back days in vanilla, and I think throughout most expansions, if they ever showed up, they usually are the bad guys. And the idea for them is, I thought was gonna be, because they were the bad guys, the elements like abandoned them. If you ever seen the what is it, it's like an animated series slash background story for a lot of characters. They had one for Illidan and the Illidari, had one for Khadgar, and they had one for Gul'dan. And how Gul'dan became a warlock is he basically was a Dreno orc, and then elements eventually abandoned him because like they sensed something evil within him. So elements abandoned him, and he took in the fell, and that's how he became Gul'dan. And this whole idea of like the elements choose whether you're worthy or not. So these guys being like the bad guys, I was thinking, oh, they started Fire Lord, they did a lot of bad things. Makes sense for them not to be shamans. Kind of like for Dreno orcs to just like reject the idea of warlocks because they don't want to be slaves to warlocks or have anything to do with the fell energies or whatever. But yeah, they can be shamans. It is confirmed by showcase of their totems. Now these are probably the coolest totems I've ever seen. These are mini anvils, and I think Blizzard needs to go back to older races and buff their totems, make them a little bit prettier looking, because all these allied races are getting all these high-res totems that look amazing, that'll probably have amazing animations, because I haven't actually got to see the animations themselves. But look at that fire, look at the earth, look at the air totem. Like, there's the differences between them. Look amazing. It's a drill, and it's just like an anvil, and there's a hammer of, I guess, Khazgaroth or some shit on Blackrock Mountain on top. It looks amazing, but it also tells us that these guys will be able to be shamans, and that is just, that is awesome. I think this should be shamans, because it'll be amazing to have this dwarf with a fiery, ember-filled beard, embers coming out of your eyes, and then you're slinging big old meatballs around like as a shaman as you would. That is actually amazing. So if you're somebody who was expecting for Dark Iron Dwarves to be shamans, you're in luck. The next part I want to talk about real quickly is, a lot of you guys have asked me, out of all the class changes, what are my thoughts on Outlaw Rogues? Now, I feel like it's way too early, and I feel like this is one of the specs that just hasn't gotten dabbled with at all. I'm not sure if Blizzard is pretty happy with how it ended up being and kind of just wants to let it continue, or is it going to get like this survival hunter treatment where barely anybody played survival, so let's do a big old revamp to get a lot more people playing. Same with Demonology. Demonology is actually, I feel like, more popular than survival. It was actually played by a fair amount of warlocks. Definitely not, it wasn't like the main spec of warlock, but a fair amount of warlocks. But even that one, they're rechurning it and giving it back. Out of all the 3 specs of Rogue, I would say Outlaw is that one that is least played out of all the specs of Rogue. I'm not really sure if its popularity is similar to Demonology Warlock out of the Warlocks, or is it as bad as Survival Hunter out of all the Hunters, because Survival Hunter's barely anybody played. But the representation, I guess it's a question, does Blizzard feel like it's low enough to revamp them, or they keep them the same way? Because so far they haven't changed nothing. They're maintaining Roll the Bones, which a lot of people still have a trouble understanding. Slice is still in the game. The only thing they did is swapped up a few abilities like Saber Slash and how it procs with Pistol Shot, the cost for some of the energies of abilities, as well as the talents. All they did is change the bottom 2 rows and flip them, mostly for questing purposes, so people can really take advantage of loaded dice, slicing dice, and more for death early, and I guess alacrity, combo barrage, and killing spree at a later date. But that doesn't actually change anything with the specialization. Besides giving us a grapple hook baseline, giving us talents like blinding powder, which is great for PvP, redoing a little bit of our saber slash and how it functions with pistol shots, so it actually has some oomph worth of damage, not just like an ability that's kind of a throwaway. I feel like 2 little changes have been done for the specs so far to say anything. I just want to wait until the end. Something tells me in the back of my mind I doubt we'll get some crazy Outlaw changes, because I feel like if there was some fundamental changes, they would have come out early, or at least ideas about it would have come out early. I guess the question of, do you think Outlaw Rogue is in as bad of a spot as current demonology and current survival hunter that warrants it to get a whole makeover? Or do you think it's not really at that point, just a few things could be changed? Or are you on a third opinion, just toss Outlaw overboard, bring back Combat Rogue with the red buff mechanic and everything? What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments, because this has been a long time conversations back and forth on the streams, and I am preparing to make a full video on just Outlaw Rogue and what I think about him in BFA. I just want to hear more about it first, because so far there's barely anything has been done, and I'm expecting a lot more. Then Zandalari males and females are also getting even more tattoos. Not only getting those little bumps all over your body, but you also get golden tattoos etched in your body. I love it. Look at the back. It's a skull. That actually looks amazing. That is actually awesome. I guess not too many choices for females, or there's going to be more in the future, one or the other. But overall, I'm super happy with that. These guys look great. They seem to be working out really well as time goes on. Cannot wait to make a Zandalari druid, all full of tattoos, running around as like a Stegosaurus mini looking thing. It's super exciting. Anyway, I think this is everything I have so far. I'm actually preparing a bunch of videos, and they're all going to be so out of order, or feel like they're out of order, because I am really going to try to have a day off Thursday. I don't know when this video will be released, but if anything seems out of continuity, or just feels like it doesn't really like match a time flow for the last few videos, it's because I was kind of trying to prep them as best I can for a Thursday to just have a day off to myself, because I keep having the day off Thursday, no day of streaming or anything, but it feels like I never really take the time to relax. I'm always busy no matter what, so I really just want to clear my schedule. So I do apologize for that ahead of time. Anyway guys, let me know your thoughts on Outlaw Rogue. Let me know your thoughts on Zandalari tattoos if you're planning to make one, and let me know on the Dark Iron Dwarfs. Isn't it awesome that they could be shamans? I think it's great, because it was one of those questions of like, what classes can they play? Obviously a warrior, obviously a rogue, obviously a paladin, obviously a hunter, but you know, with a shaman, it kind of gives us an idea of how many classes Zandalari can play, because they usually match up 1-for-1. Like the Void Elves and the Nightborn have the exact same number of classes they can be. Not the same classes, but just the number of same classes they can be. Same thing goes for the High Mountain and the Lightforged. They have both can be 5 classes. So I think this kind of gives us an idea of how many classes Zandalari and Dark Iron can be, because the numbers should match up. So let's see, warrior, paladin, shaman, rogue, hunter. At least 5. Probably a warlock, maybe mage, maybe 7. That means Zandalari might be able to play 7. There'll probably be warrior, there'll probably be mage, there'll probably be shamans, there'll probably be warlocks, there'll probably be priests, rogues, hunters. Paladins? That'd be amazing if these guys could be paladins. That'd be insane. Although I'd highly doubt it, but somebody in the lore said maybe they can be paladins, which would be cool. I wouldn't mind it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed this video, enjoy this kind of updates for BFA, enjoy the discussions we have in the chat, go ahead and hit the like button down below. This will allow me to reach a wider audience, because YouTube prioritizes videos with a high amount of likes, as well as just let me know you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, enjoy this constant updates, 551 doors, go ahead and hit subscribe. We put out 2 videos a day. And if you guys want to catch some of the streams and even participate in them, be sure to hit the notification bell down below in order to be notified for every single video that goes up and every single live stream that goes up. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in another video.